Okay, Lesson 7. Today, we're going to talk about the remaining Hermetic principles, which are the Hermetic principle of correspondence, rhythm, and cause and effect. But, before I do, I want to refer you to a very close and dear friend of mine, who is also a student of mine, who is starting a new journey in her magical practices, that of a teacher and of a vlogger. Her teachings are not done like mine, but rather through a vlog. Her name is Cy Winterwolf. SYWINTERWOLF. And the name she has given her new adventures is quote-unquote my organized life. Not organized, but organized. Like the substance organite. Because that is something that she creates and uses in her practices regularly. You can find her channel by searching by her name, Cy Winterwolf. And hey, if you do find her, please subscribe and leave a comment. Let her know that I sent you. Thank you. Alright, let's begin. Let's start with the Hermetic principle of correspondence. Hermetics believe that there are different planes of being. The physical plane, the spiritual plane, the material plane, the mental plane, etc. This principle embodies the truth that there is always a correspondence between the different planes. They have a saying, as above, so below. As below, so above. There are planes beyond our knowing, but when we apply the principle of correspondence to them, well, we are able to understand things much more so than that would otherwise be unknown to us. By utilizing the principle of correspondence, the unknown, if you will, becomes known to us. Now obviously this principle has universal applications. This principle, it allows us to pry aside obstacles which hide us from viewing the unknown. This principle, it lifts the veil, if you will. This principle, it opens your eyes. Just as knowledge of the principle of geometry enables man to measure distant suns and their movements while seated in an observatory, the knowledge of the principle of correspondence enables man to reason intelligently from the known to the unknown. The principle of correspondence states that whatever we could do at the micro level, we'll be able to do at the macro level. Therefore, even the smallest acts influence the grand scheme of our behaviors. By doing anything, we also do everything. Thus, if you neglect an area of your life, you most likely affect everything else. It's sort of like a butterfly effect. Your outer world is a reflection of your inner world. As above, so below. As within, so without. As without, so within. Thus, the thoughts and images that we have in our consciousness often subconsciously appear in our external world. Our conscious affects our subconscious, and our subconscious affects our outer world. The mind, it takes everything as it is. In other words, it's difficult for it to distinguish between illusion, faith, and reality. The mind, it confuses interpretations with facts and begins to recreate exactly what it is that we're focusing on the most. And the outer world reflects your inner scenery, if you will. Okay? I encourage you to consider everything that's going on that is good for you. Take a look at the beauty around you. Consider the joy, the love, the light, the life, etc. that surrounds you. All, not some, all of that is a reflection of what's inside you. Likewise, we can say the same thing for whatever you consider bad. Therefore, unless you learn to face your own shadows, you continue to see them in others, because the outside world is only a reflection of the world that is within inside you. And the inside world is the world of your requirements and your energies and your structures and your possibilities of all these things that meet the outer world. And the outer world is the field of your incarnation, of your intention, of your recreation. That is where you are. It is said that the reason scientists and medical professionals and psychologists cannot find the part of the body that is the you or the I, or where in your body your identity is stored, or where in your body your soul is stored, it is said that the reason they can't find it is because you are being recreated every second of every day. New. Every second, you and all your memories and you and your environment are being recreated. Recreated by you. They say that the seat of the soul is there where the inner and the outer worlds meet. As above, so below. As within, as without. As it is in the physical, so be it in the spiritual. You change one, you change the other. Okay? The inner world is the cause, and the outer world is the effect. Principle of cause and effect. So in order to change the effect, or your outer world, or in order to change reality, you have to change the cause, or you have to change you. You were a co-creator of everything that is good in your life, and everything that is bad in your life. If there's chaos in your outer world, that means there's chaos in your inner world. Likewise, if there's very little love in your outer world, well, you probably don't have too much love in your inner world either. Understand? To become a master at this craft, to control the outer world, one must learn to control the inner world. And control the inner world, one must be disciplined and control the outer world. Your power, your true power, doesn't lie without, it lies within. It's much easier to change within than it is to change without. Yes, you could change without, but you got to get involved in a lot of energy battles. Because you are co-creators. There's other creators. There's other people manifesting and creating out there. And your vibrations are going to come in clash with their vibrations. But within, it's only your vibrations that you have to change. So if you want to change the outer world, you first have to change the inner world. So sooner or later, you're going to have to work on your baggage, your internal issues. Because they will act like a blockage. And they will stop your magic in your tracks. And we'll learn how to deal with those blockages in another lesson. But for now, let's move on to the principle of rhythm. This Hermetic principle states that everything, not some things, not most things, everything flows out and in. Everything has tides. All things rise and fall. In the pendulum swing, it manifests in everything. And the measure of the swing to the right is the same as the measure of the swing to the left. For rhythm always compensates. Okay? This principle embodies the truth that in everything there is manifested a measured motion. Measured, which means by design, which means calculated. And that calculation is in everything. In everything, there is a measured motion, to and fro. A flow and an inflow, a swing backwards and a swing forward. Everything has a pendulum-like movement, a tide-like ebb and flow, a high tide and a low tide. In the swing, it is between the two poles. Which two poles? The ones that we learned about when we discussed the principle of polarity, the two extreme opposites of the same thing. It is in the middle of those opposites that this pendulum swings. In the swing, it brings seasons. Seasons of good and seasons of bad. Seasons of abundance and seasons of famish. And everything in between those seasons. And therefore, there is always an action and a reaction. An advance and a retreat. A rise and a sinking. This is in the affairs of the universe. And this, once again, applies to everything. And it applies to anything. It applies to the sun, to worlds, to men, to animals, to our minds, to energy, everything. This law is manifest in the creation and the destruction of worlds. It manifests in the rise and the fall of nations. It is in life itself. It is in all things. Now, Hermetics understand this principle, and they therefore have the ability to overcome the effects. They apply different principles. They apply different laws and ancient teachings, such as the ones you're learning about now, to escape the pendulum effects upon themselves. Advanced practitioners have learned how to use it instead of being used by it. Understand? Each of us has their own rhythm, an inner music, if you will, and a way of seeing and feeling things. This is why I keep talking about the need for you to protect yourself and ward yourself against those who look to ruin your harmony with the universe. You see, your rhythm, your internal rhythm, it is delicate. And in today's world, where it's always hurry, 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 it's probably harder to keep a balanced rhythm than it has ever been in the history of man. In order to reach an authentic inner harmony, we don't have to use money or power or prestige. We don't have to obsess over what we're missing. We don't have to obsess over what others have obtained. We just need to be balanced and focused. When we're worried about others, well, we are focused on others and are not focused on the most important person in the universe, which is you. For you are the co-creator of this universe. Please remember that. You are the one that controls you, no one else. All you have control over is you. If we focus on others, our rhythm, it will be erratic, and you will move to the beat of a very rough and chaotic piece of music. But authentic harmony begins within yourself. Only when we reach tranquility, self-knowledge, and that humility of the heart, where nothing is excess or missing, will the world be encompassed in a magic equilibrium. It doesn't matter how fast the world is going. External demands, they don't matter because our happiness isn't in the world. It's within ourselves. We are aliens in the world. We are peculiar people. We are to be separated from the world in a way that only experienced Hermetics will truly understand. We are to be set apart, to be used by the universe, to bring the universe into balance, to restore Eden, to restore heaven here on earth, or depending on your views, to bring true peace to earth. But in accordance with the correspondence, if it's true with the macro or the universe, then it's true with the micro or in our internal world. If we want to bring peace into the world, we first must have peace within. Because the reality is we live in an I want it now world, where fast food isn't even fast enough. We are in a constant state of go, 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 go. We are taught from a very young age that to be successful, we need to outpace our peers. We are taught that if we rush a child's pace beyond what is expected for his age, we will supposedly increase the chances of that kid's success or of that kid's academic success. We are brainwashed to believe that if we show the rest of the world that we can do and offer more than what is within our reach, we will reach success. However, the only goal we will likely accomplish is unhappiness. We are wrapped up in a ferocious and demanding environment where it's constantly asking us to go faster, which steals our time, which steals our tranquility, and eventually, if we're not careful, can even steal our lives. Okay, wow. We're at the 15-minute mark now, so I'm going to stop here and make this into 2 parts. We'll pick this topic back up in the next video. Please remember to subscribe, like, comment, and share. And please don't forget to check out My Organized Life by my friend Cy Winterwolf and tell her I sent you. Until next time, peace out.